Hey man, Murdoch wrong again, man. I tell you what, I really don't know what to say. um, I mean, I guess the only thing to say, and I'll go ahead and say it so you guys don't have to, okay? Because that's what we don't need. We don't need a bunch of people running around name calling, I understand people are upset. I'm upset. I'm upset. This potentially could put me out on the streets, man. But I'll go ahead and say it. Fuck the FDA. Um, that being said, people need to have a rational mind when they're thinking about this FDA, the deeming regulations that came out. We don't want to just mob pitchforks and because that makes us look bad. That makes us look bad. Um, and we don't really need that mob mentality right now. So it's important, and you've seen people make videos that stay calm, wait for the call to action, and it's that's good advice, But you also have to have that fire burning inside you, because that's really what's going to get us through this. So have that fire burning inside you, man, because this is important. This is they're killing millions of people, and what really pisses me off about it the most is if you've been with vaping for a while. It's pretty good. If you've been vaping for a while, or even following vaping for a while, you kind of know big tobacco really had their chance. They really had their chance to take vaping under their wing when it first started out. But instead they said, "Oh, look, it's a fad. It'll never catch on. It'll never catch on." Well, guess what? I mean, it kind of did because of people like me, because of people like the modders and everything in the early business. Those are the people that made this community, made this market what it is today. They're the people that said, "Hey, look, this has potential." And I wish I had brought my old one, because some of my older devices, I'm at my office right now. But those are the people that made this industry what it is. And a good chunk of those people are the people that this really, really, really affects. This is them taking back what we perfected, and that, I'm not gonna lie, that pisses me off. That pisses me right off. But it's also one of those, you have to also have a clear head on everything. So what can you do? What can you do? Be active. Be active in some advocacy. I can't even talk right now. So pissed. Group. CASA is a really good one. Really, really good one. They've been around a while and have supported and guided us on what we need to do when we need to say, "Oh, okay, let's go sign this." But there's other organizations out there also. But that's the thing. I don't want to sit here and say, "Oh, go to this organization, go to this organization." You have to take the educated decision for you to take action. Right? That is what each of us has to do. Right? I can sit here and I can say you need to do this, but until you make the educated decision on what you want to do, what you want to stand for, then all is lost, man. All is lost, because if you don't have that passion burning, if you do not have that passion burning, then you are not going to fight. You're going to say whatever. Now, mind you, I'm saying this, and I'm saying this, and I've got a lot of shit going on in my life, man. And it's hard to have this passion, but I'm still here. I'm still kicking. I'm still trying. And that's really what we need. We need these, because we need to fight. Now's the time to fight. Now, this video is not meant to be product like pushing out or anything. So I'm not going to mention anything. Like, well, I mean, I mentioned Kazaa because they are a good organization. But they're not the only one. Okay, they're not the only one. I can't even take a drink of my drink now because I said I wasn't going to bucket. Love those things, man. Tastes like tang. But anyway, so back to this documentation or this deeming regulations that came out. 499 pages, man. 499 pages. And I wake up to that. I wake up to that on the day that I'm supposed to be going to my sister-in-law's wedding. Took off work from it and everything, man. I'll tell you right now, that put me in not really a good mood for a wedding. I ended up not going to the wedding. I did go to the reception though. Had to step out a couple times just because I was pissed. But it's one of those. Even early in the morning, we saw this and it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. It's a 499-page document. How did you have time to read that? I mean, but that's when like I started going through and I was reading through, and I wasn't even reading. I was just scrolling, kind of looking for keywords, just kind of that's kind of how I first glance over things to see, okay, da 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 da, and that's fine. But I wasn't sitting there making any statements, saying this is bad, this is bad. What I was saying is bringing up information for people so that people can start asking questions, because that's really what people need to understand. People need to read this document. They need to understand it, because right now it is the document that is deciding whether or not me, you, all these other businesses, all these other vapors, whether or not their life is going to be affected. Their life. Not their livelihood, their life. All right? Think about that for a little bit. This is not affecting just people's livelihoods. This is not affecting these businesses that are just in it for the money. This is affecting people's lives. And it's not just the businesses, it's the end vapors too. Because from a personal standpoint, let's go back and say, I've never mixed juice a day in my life. Let's just say I'm a normal vapor. Never made any flavors. I want to buy some juice and I want to vape. Okay? Now, mind you, 17 years I smoked, man. 17 years I got lied to. 17 years I got given all these chemicals. But that was my choice. That was my choice. Remember? That was my choice. As a conscious adult, that was my choice. But FDA, or not the FDA, but big tobacco has been proven to put in chemicals into their cigarettes to make them more addictive. Why would we want to give control of vaping back over to them? It doesn't seem logical. It doesn't seem logical. And then throw on top of that, what kind of juice are we going to be getting? I mean, if these are the people that are going to be the only people that can afford to get this FDA approval, what kind of other ingredients are they going to put in there to make it more addictive? I mean, how long is it going to be before we start getting ammonia in our vape juice? I'm not saying it will happen, but I mean, it might. And that's the other thing that pisses me off. We're giving, and we're not, which is why we need to fight. But we're potentially giving control back to big tobacco. And it's about the money, but it's also not about that. The thing that I think that the end users, right, not the business owners, not the modders, not the juicers, the juice makers, not the end user, right, the end user. The thing that I think that they need to be pissed off the most about is the fact that it's going back to big tobacco. It's going back to this company that has been lying to you, that has been saying, oh no, we're going to do this, and then they're going to put all these other things in there to grab a hold of you. And one thing that I've noticed about vaping is it is satisfying. I'll go ahead and say that. It is satisfying, but I don't think it's really, really addicting. Because I was up at 36 and at no point did I want to drop. And now I'm like at 5. Now, mind you, some of the devices that we have now are better at atomizing the nicotine, so it's better at absorbing. But still, the amount that I vape is way less. And it wasn't my decision. It just happened, you know. One day I just don't need to vape as much. But then in hindsight, some days I do. Because it's not about addiction, man. It's about being satisfied. It's about just sitting back and relaxing, man. And that's kind of, I mean, what we need to do. And I mentioned before, is like, we need to vape. Right? That's what we need to do. Right now, calm down. Let's get through these documents. Let's read these documents. Let's understand these documents so that we can have civil discussion about said documents, so that when we go to inform the public, when we're walking around in our day-to-day lives, right? When we're walking around in our day-to-day lives and we hear somebody that says something about vaping or comes up to you and says, oh, I heard this, or whatever, you have a good knowledge base on how to respond to them and what to say to them. Because those are the people that don't know. Those are the people that are just going off of the information that they're fed, and they're talking about how it's true. And a lot of the times it may not be. So it's us as vapors, right? Us as vapors, it is our responsibility to do the research. To do the research and inform the misinformed. All right? And that, coming from me, right? Coming from Murdoch, coming from no organization for advocacy. I cannot talk this morning, man. But coming from me, that's my challenge to you guys, is to do the research, right? Get a good knowledge base and stand up for what you believe in, right? That's what you got to do. Anyways, this Murdoch Rumble, I didn't mean for this video to be kind of long, but like I said, there's a lot of stuff to talk about when it comes about to the FDA and big tobacco, because there's a lot of people that this is affecting. But anyways, this is Murdoch Rumble, man. You guys have a good day.